92 Shades. There's a popular saying that goes, there is ability in disability. Is that really true? Especially in a country like Nigeria, where we have a lot of discrimination in the workplace and even at home. 92 Shades in general is where we talk about inspiring stories about individuals who have not only lived those stories but have able to overcome them and overcome certain challenges and or in their lives. So today's episode, I have an amazing guest. Okay, luckily she's also my namesake, and she's going to be taking us through her own journey in PWD.
And hi, Jennifer.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Jenny Baki, for having me on your show today. I'm really honored. Thanks again.
Thank you too for coming.
Yes, as you said, there is ability in disability. Yeah. Well, one thing people should understand is that despite our disability, we also live a life of possibility.
True.
Yeah, possibility and creativity. It's a journey for me as a person living with disability, and it's a good one, I must say.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay. I can't wait to hear about all your experience and all the little stories, So ensure you stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to 92 Shades, and we have I'll continue with our guest. So Jennifer, we have so many questions. Want to know more? Your experience, your story, everything. You have a disability. How did it come about?
Thank you so much, Jenny Baki. Well, as I earlier said, I was born without the right arm. And my growing up experience, for me, I had 5 siblings, and I'm the 3rd child of the 5 siblings. And one thing was that while growing up, I never saw myself as a child living with a disability. Basically because my parents didn't see me as such, and they didn't also make me feel like such too. Everybody had roles and responsibilities in the house. Everybody had chores to do. When mom is in the kitchen, everybody goes to the kitchen. You have to wash the dishes, you have to cook, you have to cut onion, and all of those things. I found out that I had to be creative around my disability. So it was all good and fun. I had a very healthy mental health and upbringing, and I was surrounded with love from my family. And that shielded the consciousness of my disability. I was just being creative around it, and I felt I never had it because I didn't always remember I had it. Everybody carried buckets to fetch water downstairs. The only difference is the size of your buckets. Not you must fetch. The 5 of us who go out and do those stuff. Those are
You must sweep.
You must sweep.
Clean.
You must clean. You must wash the dishes rather. You must cook. And it really helped me. It really helped me a lot.
Okay. That was okay. I think I have an idea now on how your childhood was.
Yeah.
I also wanted to find out, aside being at home, I know at a point you had to either go out, you had to go to school. So I want to know about your school experience. How was your educational experience?
Thank you so much for that question, Jenny Baki. Well, when I got into school, as I said earlier, I never really had a mindset that I had a disability. Well, it comes once in a while when I look at myself at the mirror. When I was quite younger, I discovered that one hand is shorter or longer than the other. But it didn't have an impression in my mind of this is who I was. But when I went out of the comfort zone of my parents and I went into the university, I discovered that a lot of persons were staring at me and they were even taking a second look at me. And at first I thought I was a beauty queen.
Yes, you are.
Yes, of
You are.
course I am. But I felt that was reason why, because I always had that mindset that I was pretty. Of course I am. But when I took a second look at it all, both the male and the female folks were staring at me and they were taking a second look, turning back, taking a second look at me. That was when it dawned on me that it may not be about my mindset of me being a beauty queen. It may just be something else. I had to check within me and I discovered that, whoa, I was actually different. That was the first time it dawned on me. And it stayed in me. At first it will dawn and goes off because of the love, the environment. But the change of environment brought a new mindset, a new mentality that I was actually different.
Yeah, it was just like a wake up call, like wake up.
Yeah, wake up. And it was a whole different experience of how your mind will just shift. And you discover the world is not as you used to know it or think. And whoa, that's it for me.
Wow. Okay, let me start again. So I just want you to tell us your relationship, like not relationship with God. We're going to come to that.
Okay.
I want you to tell us your love life, like how did it affect your relationship?
Okay. Well, the truth is, disability in Africa will affect so many parts of you, and that's the truth. And yes, it has had some effects in my love life over my love life. Yes. However, I must say that my love life is mixed with my God life anyway.
Okay, I love that.
I'll have to say that it's mixed with my God life.
Okay.
Let me just give you one or two scenario on how I started off my foundation. It was because of a heartbreak.
Wow.
Yes, I had a heartbreak, I must say it, and I'm saying it now, I'm laughing, but then it was
tough.
It was tough,
I
wasn't smiling.
I know they used to say now that they serve you breakfast. It's breakfast, they call it now online.
So it happened that I got into a mutual friendship with a particular person, and this friendship grew. As it was growing, we realized that we actually liked ourselves.
Wow.
Yeah, I wanted to take it further to something more serious.
Yeah.
Something more serious that may bring both parents together and be able to tie the knot as soon as possible. And we were flowing very well as friends, which we started as, and which was evolving and has evolved into a bond which we acknowledge that there was something, there was an attraction, there was a chemistry, as people would say it, between both parties and stuff like that. And we were going fine, as I said. Call ourselves, talk to ourselves.
Or the midnight call. Or the late night calls.
Yeah, late night calls,
Okay.
stuff like that. It was really a wonderful time. But suddenly, I really don't know what happened. He just called me one day and he said, Jennifer, you know what, you're a nice person, you're a nice person, and
Yeah, that's always how they used to start the convo.
and a good person, a godly lady, but I don't think my mom is gonna like you. Wow.
Shame on you.
Dawned on me, like, what did you just say? Like, you have been taking me all through this month, believing something was gonna become bigger. And he said, I don't think my mom's gonna like you because of, in quote, because of your disability. And then he said something else, and he said, you know what, Jennifer, can you hang around for me? Let me see if I can talk to my mom and explain to her about your condition and see if she's going to accept you. And for the first time, I realized this thing is not really for the first time, but for another time, I realized this thing is trying to affect me,
Your mind, everything.
affect my personality, my disabilities. So is creeping in. So I told him, okay, give me some time to think about what you just said and your decision. And some days after, I gave him a call and I said to him, you know what? I appreciate the role your mom is playing in your life, but I'm not sure I want to hang around to wait for your mom's consent.
And that's it.
With respect to my love life.
Good.
So I made him understand that let's move on. Let's do as though this
A
never
man that
happened.
cannot make decisions by himself.
Yeah.
So that means his mom would literally make all the decisions in the marriage.
You know, you can
So it doesn't
imagine.
make sense.
So I just said, let's just move on and do as though nothing actually was trying to pop up. And I decided to move on, and I told him I'm moving. And we all moved on. Okay, this is bringing me to the reason for LBD Foundation, which is Life Beyond Disability.
Yeah, okay. You know, I can't wait to talk about that. I just have one question. I want to know, how did this affect your relationship with God?
Wow.
You know? So how did your disability play? Did it draw you closer to God? You know? So I want to know that.
Okay. Well, the role God has played in my life is so incredible. As a young person who gave her life to Christ, one aspect of my work with God was that He made me understand that I have a father. Yes. A father and a spiritual father. Aside the love of my physical father, I received the love of my heavenly Father. So in making major decisions, I always have to go to God and meet with God. And just with respect to the love life I talked about, I could remember one particular day after my decision and we had all parted ways. I was crying and I was praying. Yes, I was crying and I was praying. And I was asking God, why my disability? Why am I going through what I'm going through? And the only thing that popped up in my mind as I was crying was pick a pen and pick a paper. So I picked up a pen and a paper, and I wanted to write something with respect to like a resolution of what I wanted to do going forward. And I wrote down, and that day I wrote down 5 things. However, and the last thing I wrote down, and it popped up in my mind, was Life Beyond Disability.
That's the name of your foundation.
Yes, that's the name of my foundation.
Wow,
I never knew what it was all about. I just wrote it down because it came from my heart, it came from my head. And I wrote it down, closed the book, and I went to sleep. Yes.
Finally, you said you got your foundation in a place of heartbreak and prayer mixed together. So I want you to tell us a bit about your foundation, because I that's one of the major reasons why I invited you here, because you're in 3 countries, you know, you're doing so well. I'm hearing things like contracts with this, you know, I'm hearing you're in agreement or what with other, you are partnering with a lot of companies, and so I just want you to tell us a bit about your foundation.
Okay. Thanks a lot once more. Life Beyond Disability Foundation, which is LBD Foundation, we are committed to digital and social inclusion of persons living with disabilities in Africa. We are also committed to leadership and mentorship training of persons living with disabilities, which is PWDs in Africa. Well, we do this through advocacy, community outreach, and partnership with private companies for now.
How about individuals?
Yes, private companies and individuals for now, and also tech companies too. One major milestone for LBD Foundation is that we have been able to partner with Talent QL, and yes, Talent QL with respect to digital inclusion, and UTIVA too. We have been able to partner with UTIVA with respect to digital training, tech training for persons living with disability. Yes, and one of the reasons why we went into tech is because, one, tech is virtual. You can get that training anywhere. And another thing is the future of work. We are looking at a more accessible workplace for persons living with disabilities. Unlike we know very well that most structures in Africa are not accessible for those on wheelchairs and other disabilities you can think of. So we want to be able to promote employment, the employment rate of persons living with disability. And the leadership academy that we have a leadership academy where we train persons with disabilities on mindset orientation, and we go through their therapical sessions for them to be able to bring out the possibilities and the abilities in them. So we do that. A lot of it is virtual. And currently we are in 3 different countries. We are in Nigeria, we're in Cameroon, and we are in Kenya. Yeah, we have over 100 persons with their details, their medical reports, even their pictures for those with physical disabilities on record with us. We interact with them and we see how we can. It's more like a community for us. Our academy is a community, and that's how we do it. Thanks for the partnership with UTIVA and Talent Cure that's made it helpful for us, and we hope to have more partnership with respect to trying to build employment, help in employment, and a healthy value system for persons living with disabilities in Africa.
Oh, that's awesome. Because I'll just tip in a bit. I know you talked about value earlier on, and then you said you help. The part I love about this whole thing, my favorite part is the mind one, because everything starts with your mindset. So since you have a therapy system, so it's sessions. So it's beautiful.
Yes. One thing is you should be able to believe you have value for you to give value to the society. And that's why we always make sure that persons living with disability go through our leadership class. It's the sessions and the mentorship sessions that we have to go through it for them to be able to know that I have value to give. Because if you go into the workplace now, and one thing is, as I said, every organization wants to see the value you have to give. It's not just about knowing the job. And persons with disability, we have gone through a lot. So we have to have a lot of mindset orientation, mindset shifts, and that's where you have to believe in yourself that you have the value and give that value. So those are the trainings we do. It's a lot of work, a whole lot of work in 3 different countries for now, and we hope to expand to more African countries, which is our aim, and that is it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining me on 92 Shades today. I'm sure you all agree with me after listening to Jennifer that there is ability in disability. So follow us on all our social media, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and our website, which is www.92shades.com. Thank you so much. See you next week, same time, same stations. God bless you.